going on, dudes and dudettes? I hope you enjoyed last week's throwback to ASU against USC. USC getting the victory. Awesome to see all those old players, but right now this week it's going to be, as I aforementioned last week, I was already working on the LaDanian Tomlinson record when he got 29 touchdowns for the most in a season. It's really cool, beating out like Sean Alexander, Priest Holmes. I think the only two people that came closest in most recent history was like LeGarrette Blount and Adrian Peterson, of course, but none of them able to top 20, no one in most recent history, so it's pretty awesome that a Charger is up there, number one. But hope you enjoy. It is a bit shorter than last week's. I did a lot better editing, so hopefully you enjoy it, and I'll see you at the end of the video. Woo!
Rain overnight, but that's going through. We're in the 60s. We're in the first quarter. No score. Second drive of the game for the Chargers starts at the 44-yard line. There's Tomlinson making a player miss. They cut it to the outside. Down to the 27. Foxworth finally dragging him down. He was able to break away from DJ Williams and gain 17.
Jim, it goes back to almost what we said at the start of the game. You just turn around and you just keep giving it to LaDanian Tomlinson because he is your weapon. He makes big plays, and not many teams in the National Football League can say they can hand it off and get scoring play.
Third and short. Now first and 10. Tomlinson trying to cut it outside and able to break away. And finally hits the sideline at the 5. He this time sidestepped Darren Williams.
The Bronco corners, they're pretty good tacklers, Champ Bailey and Darren Williams. But you know what? A little different again. A fast guy with Darren Williams' size almost always brings down a running back in that situation. He barely even touched LaDanian Tomlinson.
They're back well inside this so-called gold zone. There's the ball. Hey, it's going to Neal. Neal taking it around the left side, and Neal is in. The old Bummerooski.
Well, you got Wade Phillips. Long passes down the field, and these guys know. They're kind of trained that that's going to be a big part of their game, to catch long passes because people try to stop the running game.
Crowd, a little chant, anticipating an LT score. Second and goal. And LT is in for number 27 on the season. That's one off matching the record of Alexander.
Even though you know it's coming, everybody in the stadium knows who's going to get the football, and it's done pretty well by the Denver defense, but they've done it a lot of times and are used to finding little cracks to get the touchdown.
Pulls even with Priest Holmes' 2003 season. And he's still got 3.5 games to go. That's 7 touchdowns in the last 8 drives by the Chargers against the Broncos, going back to the game a few weeks back, where he barely crossed that plane, broke the plane. As Lynch and DJ Williams and Al Wilson were all there to meet him near the goal line. Did he in fact get in? I think he did. He's gotta just cross that imaginary. There it is, that stretch I talked about. Phil, you go back to that last game, it's now 49-6 since Denver had them down 24-7. Not only turning around that night, turning the whole season around in a negative way for the Broncos. Tomlinson trying to sweep it, bounced out short of the first.
LaDanian Tomlinson.
And goal, bouncing him out, third and short coming up.
As I watched this San Diego Chargers offensive line, Marty Schottenheimer, when we talked to him on Friday, he goes, that's been the biggest surprise, how well they had played. But they're starting to look like that Kansas City offensive line that was so good for so many years. They hit defenders, and it's like they stick. The defenders can't get off of them. That's why they're so good at running the ball.
Third and a little longer than a yard. It's Tomlinson getting outside, getting it with ease. Before Lynch pops him out.
And that time, Jim, Marcus Spears, the left tackle, first-year, second-round draft pick from Auburn, Marcus McNeil, I said Spears. Watch as he goes outside. Darren Williams sees him. You got to go down. Right thing to do, try to go down and under and maybe make a play that way. But there's your left tackle.
Williams, about a yard short of the first. Third and a short 2. And the pitch outside to Tomlinson. And finally, Foxworth able to get him by the ankles. But another 7 yards.
Now they're good. They can do all the simple things really well, but I don't want to say trick it up, but they keep you off guard just enough with formations and...
Second and goal, Tomlinson. Tomlinson's in to match the record. LT time indeed. Tying Alexander's efforts of a year ago with 3 games to go, and that right there is almost impossible to dispute. Kading makes it 41-20. 7th consecutive multi-touchdown game.
Good blocking up front, it is. But LaDanian Tomlinson, what you see so many times, makes the first guy miss and gets those few extra yards. Just one of the reasons why he is
full throttle, stirred to a frenzy. They want the record. Tomlinson off the left side. Tomlinson sidesteps. Hello, history books. You think of all the legends of the game. Guys who had the nose for the end zone. Whether it's a Jim Brown or a Gale Sayers. Generations ago. And Marcus Allen, who knew how to score a touchdown or 2 in his time. To Falk. And on to Priest Holmes and Sean Alexander. And no one has ever raised the bar to 29 until now.
And how fitting he does it on a run, Jim. It's not just a little plunge up the middle. It's off left tackle, and there's nothing there, so he breaks it outside and outruns everybody to the end zone.
On a carry that put him over 100 yards for the game.
Off left tackle, the little move inside, enough to fool Darren Williams. But what has separated LaDanian Tomlinson? Yes, the quickness. He has it, the power to break tackles, but that speed, that extra gear that takes a good running back and makes him great. That little hip movement, just a tremendous example, a little example of why he is so special.
And he does it in 13 games, Phil. For those who say, well, wait a minute, you know, the heroes of yesteryear, they only played 14 game seasons, whereas now you're playing 16. Not that any of the prior generations were really up there, as you saw the list of those he's eclipsed in just the last 2 weeks alone, but he's done it. FC, and to think there are 9 teams within 2 games of the wild card right now. You got Cincinnati and Jacksonville at 8-5. With Kansas City, Denver, the Jets, 7-6. Buffalo gets in there at 6-7 with Miami, even Tennessee and Pittsburgh. Gonna be a wild finish the last 3 weeks. Enjoyed it, partner. For Phil Simms, Jim Nance saying so long from Qualcomm.
Alrighty, people, so there you go. Great to see. Like I always say, a lot of those old players, different time it seems like, a little bit more than 10 years ago, about just a different NFL, just everything, look and all this stuff, and especially a different team at the time. Chargers did have a lot of great players, but they just could never get over the hump. Maybe it was coaching, maybe it was, you know, random injuries, who knows. So maybe it's Phillip Rivers still. He's the main guy that's still here since then, but gotta still stick with him for now, at least the next 4 or 5 years. You guys already know that. But thanks for watching. Like and subscribe. Comment down below. Let me know what y'all think. And have a great rest of your day, guys.